Hi everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So I'm just out today over at Thameside Nature Reserve, overlooking the River Thames, and the London Gateway container port as well. So hopefully getting a couple of the images with the container ships in dock as well, and the cranes obviously unloading and reloading of the cargo ships, and hopefully working out quite well. So I just got a composition set up here with the path leading through the image, and then obviously out to the in water of the River Thames, and then over to the London Gateway port as well. But because there's such a vast distance between obviously where I am and the foreground interest of the path to obviously the boats in the foreground, I'm having to do multiple focuses and obviously look at focus stacking when I go back to post-processing as well. So what I'm trying to do is obviously focus on the brambles and the path in the foreground, then obviously using live view then switch over to the exposure box just so obviously can balance the exposure, take that image, and then focusing for the second image onto the tanker in the foreground as well, and then again swapping back to the exposure box, so then I can obviously get that balanced exposure as well, and hopefully in post-processing be able to blend those two together in focus stacking. So I've just got another composition set up here using the fence and the grass in the foreground, then obviously leading to these cranes and booms that obviously pick up some of the gravel off of some of the cargo ships, and then obviously capturing the sky as well, so making sure that at least sort of 2/3 of the image are full up with the sky, because it's got great detail in the sky now, and hopefully obviously in post-processing I can pull back some of that information as well. So I've got the camera set up in f/16 ISO 100, aperture priority mode as normal, and taking the image from there. So I've just got another composition set up here, and I've swapped over to my long lens 70-300 on about 70mm, because what I wanted to do is obviously cut through the grass and obviously then get the tanker that's obviously in the foreground, obviously, and condense that image as well. So it's working out really quite well. So obviously focusing using live view to try and compose the image, and focusing on the mid-ground, and then obviously taking the image at f/16 ISO 100 and aperture priority mode as normal. Working out quite well. So I've just walked up the path a little bit further now, and got the path leading through this image now, and again with obviously the bushes in the foreground, and obviously looking out across the water to the docks as well. And the sun's obviously just coming through the clouds as it's breaking up even more now, and obviously highlighting that part of the image, which adds in a bit more detail, a bit more interest as well. So obviously the exposure is looking a little bit more balanced as well. So again, obviously focusing on the foreground, then obviously swapping over to the exposure box using live view, and then obviously taking the image, obviously using the exposure box over the highlights, so obviously it can keep that dynamic range throughout the whole of the image as well. Working out quite well. So that's just finishing up the short vlog over here at Thameside Nature Reserve. It's quite a good location. I'm quite pleased that I've come here. I've done a little bit of research and obviously looking at the different sites and obviously the compositions that could be had along here. I think the thing that I'm struggling with as well is obviously the sort of foreground or the mid-ground interest as well. You can get some good detail in the foreground with the path and the bushes, etc., and then obviously the foreground as well with obviously the dock area is obviously adding quite interest, but that mid-ground is very difficult. There's nothing there really, obviously because it's the water. Unless you've obviously got the boats or something a little bit more interesting in that actual mid-ground, it's quite tricky as well. So having to obviously trying to think about the compositions a little bit more. So obviously I'm trying to cut out that mid-ground and obviously get the grasses in the foreground and obviously the background as well with obviously the tanker and the other details in the port as well. So working out quite well, really quite pleased. Thanks a lot for everyone that's watched the vlog so far, and if you obviously like this vlog, please consider subscribing and please leave me a comment below as I make sure that I obviously reply to every comment. Thanks a lot for watching, take care.